And we're live. I think we're switched around here. I'm not Boris.
Oh, whoops.
It's okay. It's a common mistake. We look so alike. My name is Anthony Paul. I am Twitter handle at Mijiretta, 2 eyes. It is my pleasure to be hosting another one of these all Artificer sort of 3 shots with all these lovely 4 people. We're going to kind of go from left to right on introductions, but first I want to say this is going to be this is the second of 3 sessions in which 4 subclasses of the new Artificer Unearthed Arcana class for D&D 5th edition. It's tested out in a variety of cool skill and combat challenges along with some cool story stuff. So, again, thank you for having me in Variant Roles, and I'm excited to get started. All right, so we're going to start from the bottom left here. We're going to start with Nas, then Boris, then Corin, and Edward. I want to say we have 2 new members. One of our other members could not make it today, and we have a newcomer sort of replacing our artillerist, and we have our battlesmith coming in just now. So, from top, Nas, how about you just introduce yourself, name, pronoun, character, and Twitter handle.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I am she/her. I will be playing Nas, who is also she/her, and she is a gnome artificer of the alchemy variety. And I like essentially, let's break this down. I'm pretty much just playing Sarah from Dragon Age.
Very cool.
Hi, I'm Jono. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Boris, who also uses he, him pronouns. Boris is also a gnome artificer. Artificer. I never say it right.
No, it's Artificer. I use Artificer.
Artificer of the Battlesmith persuasion. And you can find me on Twitter at MammalJono.
Okay. Corin.
Oh, I'm Mike. I use he, him. I'm playing Corin. He also uses he, him, who is a halfling artificer artillerist. And my Twitter is at Silent Chariot.
Okay, and finally, Edward.
Hey, I'm Josh. I use he, him, and I'll be playing Edward Finley, who also uses he, him. He is a Trident archivist. And my Twitter handle is @PlayerJin. I will use it. So. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. It's my pleasure to be DMing for all of you tonight. I'm going to get us set up with some music, and then we're going to begin a nice little recap. That. Oh, do I not have that on here? Okay, well, I'll just quickly do that up. Small to equal difficulty, there's a... I can't find it. Okay, so sorry, I have to do a real quick.
Well, while you're doing a real quick thing, I just want to say that I'm very disappointed in a recent purchase that I bought. I thought I was getting Tic Tacs, but I got Tic Tac gum. Why do you want Tic Tac gum? They're so small.
That sounds no. You want to like savor and hold on to that Tic Tac. No, you're just gummy. No.
Yeah, and they're tiny. They're tiny little pieces of gum.
I'm not gonna lie. I like chew the hard Tic Tac. I don't let it lose flavor. I just crush it. It's really bad for my teeth. But I haven't had it for a long time.
That's what I do with all hard candy.
I have pretty good news. I got a Hamilton ticket today.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, dude. You were super lucky.
I'm pretty excited.
I heard it's a really good show. I love the music.
I get to see it in October.
All right, so our music is now set up, and now I should do a recap.
Okay.
So, this was now 2 weeks ago for Edward and Nesnura. You were part of a 3-person team that competed in a inventor's fair in the gnomish city of wonders known as Hightower. Located in Tixcartol, it's home to new inventions such as firearms and strange wagons made of metal that move all on their own, and different magical items. It's an intensely enigmatic place that's made its presence known to the world relatively recently. Um, they opened their inventors fair to newcomers, people from outside the tower, meaning people who weren't goblins or gnomes. And so people such as Edward and those sort of lower on the hierarchy of Hightower, such as Nesnura, were able to sort of compete together against other teams in which they created fantastical magic items. The design of choice for them and a very nice and friendly hobgoblin artificer named Fletcher, the three of them decided to create the Infinite Hydro Launcher. Name patent pending. So the Infinite Hydro Launcher was capable of kind of putting out fire, sort of like a firefighter, sort of a water cannon. We can also create ice spikes. So you guys had to find the appropriate parts. You had to fight off mob fueled sabotage and scandal, as well as kind of competing and stealing some of these parts by yourselves. So there was combat, there was skill, there was ingenuity at work, and throughout all that struggle, you had created an item that won you a place on this newest expedition. This expedition leads into a mountain chain, the largest mountain chain of the continent of Ephesia, where whole stretches of land, sizes of entire kingdoms, are kind of gobbled up by thick valleys of rock and snow. And those 2 weeks have been a sort of entourage of maybe 8 to 10 mechanotanks, these sort of thick, sort of rotund, rectangular pieces of machinery that kind of move by guzzling fuel and so on and so forth. Interesting inventions. And so you've been taking them into the Lamb Lodge Peaks, name of the mountain chain. And you have gone through forests, you have gone through valleys, you have recently gone into a mountain pass that's sort of the first of many sort of off the beaten path roads into the peaks. Fletcher sadly was not able to kind of accompany you. He had other business with a shipping company known as Pick and Timber that wanted to hire his skills and kind of use him to build new ships, and it seems like he got a really good gig out of that victory. However, you're accompanied by many different geniuses of your time. One of them is a strange kind of... I'll let them describe themselves. But we have a strange halfling and a strange, especially strange-looking sort of gnome that doesn't seem to fit in with sort of regal and proud and overall curious gnomes that are leading this sort of expedition. I would like to maybe talk about Boris and Corin. We'll start with Boris. Can you tell us what Boris looks like a bit?
Sure. Boris is a smaller, kind of stout gnome with deep blue skin and a shock of yellow hair, kind of male pattern baldness. I like to describe him as Smurf, but Florida.
Florida Smurf. Wait, is he like blue skin or?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
He is always wearing at least a leather apron, kind kind of Arrested Development style. Otherwise, he's usually got like a really tattered kind of overcoat on as well. And he's very frequently grumbling under his breath and or talking to something that is not there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Boris, you were found on the side of the road during the expedition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they saw you with your inventions and stuff, and then you were like, doesn't hurt. Maybe Nesnera was the one who took pity on you and was like, okay, get on, pal. I know
I wouldn't
that,
have taken pity. I would just been like, yeah, this is cool. Let's go.
yeah, come on. and like all the advisors of hold on, her name, the queen of this of Hightower, who came with you, Tanya Asterix. So the advisors of Tanya is like, no, you can't be serious. This is not how you do expeditions. And Tanya's just like, no, they are part of our expedition and they won their place. I'd say they have. I'm interested. I think I remember this this man. And so they kind of let you on. Boris, you have, as a battlesmith, a variety of things. But can you tell us some of the magical items you have and maybe what your Iron Defender looks like?
Yes. So he has a comically large battle axe strapped to his back that every now and then gives off some light. It is a radiant battle axe. He also has a smaller wooden shield with a hummingbird and tree design emblazoned on the front. It is a repulsion shield, as well as a cap of water breathing.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
yeah, and his Iron Defender is a large quadrupedal metallic hummingbird.
So is it walking or is it flying?
Oh no, it's walking. It's like bear scampering using the wings instead of front paws.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
cool.
really cool. So Boris, Tanya's looking, giving a hard look at you and just like, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Were you ever in the city of Hightower before?
Tower. Big city?
Yes. A big city and
Lots of people.
lots of people. Yes.
Many smells?
Many, and looks to like Nesnera and is like, many smells. Yes.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's just a feeling. Forgive me.
Probably. It sounds right.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard. Then we go to Corin. Can you describe yourself a little bit and just some of your general magic items and some magic items you have chosen?
Well, I'm like a middle-aged halfling, goatee, beard, brown hair, like leather vest, and you see me riding in a metal squarish box that gradually goes squarish on the bottom, then gradually goes thinner to my body, with like circular things are all over it, circular bubbles all over it, with like a controller that helps move it, rolling across the ground.
Mm-hmm. Wheelchairs have existed in this world before, but none were made of metal like this, and so kind of decked out with cool glowing, like you would say something like glowing runes in some places.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you were brought on because you have some sway with some of the guilds of the second floor of Hightower. There are 3 floors in Hightower. The second one is like all merchants, and so you really worked with a lot of the merchant guilds of the Second Circuit of Hightower, and you were kind of noted for your craftsmanship. You just didn't really get very far as a halfling in that gnome culture. You're kind of smaller than gnomes, which is kind of like for gnomes, it's a small mark of pride. Like, hey, at least we're not as small as halflings, you know. It's a really dog eat dog world there in Hightower. Um, but no, I mean, and you got to live kind of a comfortable life, and this is just another opportunity for you to prove your skills. It's good money, and you just kind of have all your gear set uh, in your wheelchair.
Yep.
Anyways, so the mountain pass begins to get colder, and it gets higher and higher. You feel kind of like the air is getting thinner. The four of you have been given your own mechano tank with the infinite hydro launcher, sort of put on a tripod looking sort of device on the top of the car. So there's a slot where you can kind of poke your head out and then like kind of man the hydro launcher and kind of move it around 360. But one of you will need to drive. One of you might be able to take. Two of you might be able to take maybe some of the side windows or just kind of manage the engine and other working parts of the tank, and then one can take the turret. And I would like to ask who's driving, who's on the turret, and who might be looking at the machinery, and you know, the fourth can has some other miscellaneous sort of rules here.
I think Boris would probably jump up to that turret.
Is anyone good with land vehicles? Because I know I'm good with water vehicles, but that is not what exists.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I'm looking at my proficiencies.
Yeah, if you guys aren't proficient at land vehicles, you won't get like proficiency checks with or proficiency with any checks I ask you to make with driving the vehicle.
If no one's good with vehicles, I'm at least good with water vehicles, so I'll drive the machine.
It's like sailing on dirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing, same difference.
Yeah, I do not have that.
It's like
I don't think so. I have either.
I mean, I'm proficient at a lot of stuff, just not driving.
I mean, you just won't roll 30s on this, honestly.
No, which is a shame.
Honestly, a shame. Honestly,
it is.
A shame. Just terrible. Just awful.
Yep.
Okay, so Boris has the gun, the infinite hydro launcher. It can fire maybe one shot per action. You have to spend an action to fire that hydro launcher. It has opponent damage. It's just one shot. So it's made with your intelligence mod. If you're not proficient with firearms, then you're not proficient with this.
I got firearms.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're proficient. So you just add your proficiency bonus and your intelligence mod to it. So you won't, Edward. You're just taking the driver's seat. You figure it's kind of like reverse. It's like Jesus like swimming in the land instead of walking on water.
Cool. I got this.
Okay. And so there's one big position left, and that's sort of managing the tank itself and kind of managing its like chassis and its parts and like, you know, kind of noting its treads and so on and so forth. Someone will need to manage that and kind of make sure it's all. It's like smacking like a wrench on it to like keep it copacetic.
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's not like brewing potions, it's not really my thing.
I mean, you can put you have a lot of stuff you can do because you're kind of like you're like not the gunner, but you have like all of your alchemy stuff. So you can just pop open one of the sort of like screens.
Okay, that was a question. Do the windows open
The
So I
window's
can
open.
like start throwing things.
There are small thin slits like you can see throughout, and you get air coming in
Okay.
from the outside, but you can also just pop it open.
Okay.
So you can see in multiple directions in this thing if you're not like on the gunner seat, but you know.
If
And oh, go ahead.
if I have to pop it open, is that considered an action? So I have to open it and then wait a turn before I can do anything, or
No,
is
it's a
that
free interaction?
okay? Great.
You know, we're gonna set that up, and you're gonna thank you for asking the right questions, because so there are 9 other mechano tanks kind of being driven. You're in the middle of it. Some of the more heavily decked out mechano tanks are up front. In some places, you guys are in one sort of thin line, and others, the heavier mechano tanks are in the front and the back, guarding the middle. One of which being where Queen Tanya is kind of in. You have a bunch of rations and supplies stored in your mechanic tank. It can hold a lot of people, especially like since gnomes and all of you guys are relatively like light and small. You know, it's not too much issue, so you can kind of pack more in there.
Quick question.
Yes.
These were built by gnomes, and I'm the tallest guy here. Is it like super cramped for me? Or am I okay?
It's very tight for you. You're just kind of like your head is just like you're gonna have back issues by the end of this.
I like this little Tonka truck.
I move around a little bit. Y'all should have brought your own tank with you like I did.
Fair.
Wonder. I am just taking a look at my spell list to see if I have reduce.
You are also free to just kind of get your spells prepped for tonight if you guys feel like you need to switch out some stuff, because I know people forget to do that. So you're about a day or two into the Lamb Lodge Peaks, and there is notably less terrain that is sort of level. Other expeditions have paved paths in the peaks for all of you, and you can have noticed where previous signs of tank treads have sort of passed through this area before you kind of roll over them. Making perception checks, all of you.
Right.
I'm gonna turn on some light here. No problem.
Oh, look at that.
Because it gets darker and darker, and I feel like that will stress people out.
Sorry, give me a moment. I'm going to do that again and add my modifier because I know how this works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 23.
Mike, what's your modifier?
There we go.
My perception. Hold on.
Well, you don't need to roll it multiple times. Just roll it once.
Okay. Oh.
But that 4 is the one you rolled.
Okay.
So just be sure to check your modifier, and like you can just you can kind of like /R one d20 plus whatever mod like they're doing.
Okay. 6 total.
Okay, 6 total, so that's +2. So Boris, Nass, actually, both of you are the ones who can really catch. Oh, so you guys are sort of the ones doing the most looking out. Boris, you're on like gun, so it's easier for you to look around and inspect your surroundings. And you know, Nass, you're not driving and not kind of looking at the engine and inspecting everything.
I've got the screen open and I've got my head like out the window and I'm just watching.
Your hair? Do you have hair?
It's very close cropped.
Okay.
And it's all kind of jagged. It looks like I cut it myself with a knife.
That's cool. You feel that small bit of skin just getting whipped around in the frigid air. it is cold, and the speed you're going at seems to make it colder. And you can slowly feel your kind of small bit of hair slowly kind of freeze a bit, and it's like, like, ow, ow, ow. But you still manage to get an examination of the surroundings. It's a clear day here in the mountains, and it's just blue and so blue. The higher you guys get, kind of crossing through, crossing up and down the mountain here, you notice that it gets less blue and gets darker blue, and you're kind of seeing just speckles of light here and there, and you can feel like that, like the closer you get to the top, the more you're able to see like the night sky, even though it's day. Though you're kind of also getting a good examination of your surroundings. There are trees everywhere and different sort of there are different climates that you can see kind of like almost in tiers. Like some of them are like frozen northern landscape filled with snow and kind of just kind of like ice kind of in certain places. But lower and lower into the valleys of the Lamb Lodge, you're getting kind of like these weird autumn color leaves, even though it's not that late into the year. Additionally, you're seeing regular just pine trees and forest deeper and deeper below. But you also get the sense of like, you know how I feel when you look down and like you see how far it goes down and you get suddenly scared. Yeah, you realize how high up you guys are. It's not like it's difficult to move to like for the things to move up and down them, but you still see everything and it's almost scary. Boris, you get that same sensation. Only it's Nora that seems to see kind of movement, kind of across just lower down the mountain below, just rocks shifting and sort of flashes of figures.
Is cold for anyone else?
Yes.
What is cold?
Oh, it's cold. And I bring my head back in and like I rummage around in my stuff and I take out like a toque, or I'm Canadian, so I call them toques. I guess is people who are not Canadian call them beanies.
Beanies, yeah.
But mine has like a pom pom on it. And I put that on. And then I stick my head back out the window and kind of like peer up over at Boris. I think there's people up there. There's something up there. Do you see that? And I
Should
start
fire
pointing.
cannon?
I don't know. There's just
Don't
stuff.
fire the cannon.
Oh.
Boris, you're getting a lot of answers somewhat similar to fire the cannon. Do you want to make an in save on that?
Yeah, let's do that. Save, you said?
Yeah, in save, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. No, you're just like fire cannon? Probably not fire cannon. No.
I want you to know the way that happens is he holds out a single finger in front of him as if to talk to a bird and goes, "What do? Fire cannon? No fire cannon? You're right, no fire cannon."
that was good. So good. Okay.
Nass hears in her mind, what the fuck?
It's just like over the roar of the wind. You can see her. You can see Boris just like, and just keep looking around.
Yeah, and Nass is just like, okay. Artificers can be a little strange, and I think I'm used to that. Like, you just let people do their thing.
It's a beautiful mind.
I push it. I push a button and it starts blowing a little hot air around me.
Huh.
Oh, I got a little fan, like a
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm searching for mittens.
Did you know what? I think Peepers gave you mittens before you left.
Ooh, yes. I am definitely I'm wearing my mittens. I'm fishing into one of my many pockets, and I pull out one mitten out of one pocket and then another mitten out of a completely different pocket. And they don't really match, and they don't match my hat. But that's okay. I'm warm.
So actually, you kind of quickly put that like a mind playing tricks on me out of your mind. When maybe just about an hour later, that's Nora, you get sort of like almost similar to Edward sort of telepathy. You get a message in your head. It's a familiar voice.
Okay.
Hey Nas, it's me, Peepers. Just wanted to give you an update since been gone for so long. I want to say I haven't been keeping track of sending.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter for me. He'll just keep sending them out.
Okay.
We're doing a bit better. We got into a home large enough for all the little squirts. Things are good. We kind of dropped your name, and people seem to be very interested in this. So you might have a couple of favors to fulfill when you get back. You know, just wanted to say thank you very much. We're so proud of you, and we're gonna get you to a paragon. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna find every little gnome squirt down in the first third circuit and give them what for. Have a good one. P.S. I'll be enjoying mittens.
So yeah, you just like on my head's out the window, and I'm like, ooh, and then you just see me go, and then favors. What kind of favors? And then you're so sweet.
You can reply to this message, by the way. Remember, sending has that capabilities.
Okay, yeah. Well, you still see all of those reactions, and then it's yeah. What kind of favors? I'm thinking that back.
Nothing to worry about. Just a couple of people who took interest in our cause after I dropped your name. They expect the great Naznura to come and say hello. Maybe come over for tea. It's not so much like a big deal. More than just like kind of unspoken. Like I'll do this for you, but let me see Naznura later.
Okay, I mean, if I get free dinner out of there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And it stops. Here, now, spell slots.
Peepers! Peepers! Peepers!
No. He's out of spell slots. Damn it, Peepers.
That you hear me say that out loud. Damn it, Peepers. And I think every time I use sending, I actually do this.
That's well. I mean, it's just kind of like. No, it's not like you're like.
Yeah, it's not this. I've got mittens on, so it's like.
Okay, so it's another hour, and you guys have been able to kind of progressively roll down this mountain. Some of the tanks seem to be just like in like firing grappling hooks that embed themselves into the mountainside, and they rappel down kind of more steeper cliffs.
This is terrifying.
This is an expedition. What did you expect? You feel a little nauseous. Hold on. How about Nas?
I closed the window.
Nas and Edward, I want you to give me con saves.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? Actually, Mike and Boris too. Con save.
Okay, at least I get +5 to this. Okay. 14.
Okay. All right. So everyone but Corin,
20,
you feel fine.
22.
What one more time?
22.
You have
22.
you have plus 10?
Oh.
Plus 11?
Wait. Oh, okay. What?
Yeah,
8?
I was gonna say that's
Okay. I was scrolled down. Sorry. 8 plus 3, 11.
okay. So everyone but Corin succeeds the save.
Wait. Or 15. Sorry.
Okay, no, everyone succeeds. Um, um, the feeling in your stomachs as you're rappelling down, it's like you're kind of feeling like your stomach is also kind of dangling as well, and so it's kind of tossing and turning a bit, and you guys feel a little nauseous, but nothing that seems to impede you from kind of expertly um, kind of using repelling the tank down, and then you feel this kind of like the soft crunching in the snow under your treads. Edward, I want you to mark down that you can use this grappling hook. It will be a bonus action and to use though. And there's grappling hooks on the front and the back rim of this mechanic tank.
Sweet.
Okay. So, as you're pedaled down this sort of steep cliff and you keep going, and it's maybe another half an hour. I want everyone to do me another perception check.
Dirty 20.
20.
All right.
15.
Naznira, again, you are oh yeah, no, it's Naz and Corin. So Corin, you're kind of getting some fresh air yourself. You kind of heated up the kind of the inside of this cart with not cart of the inside of this tank with your fan. And so you're kind of getting some air in, it's a little toasty. But you're able to kind of just poke out your head out of the same sort of window as Nas, and the shapes are taking more sizes. They're getting larger and larger, and you might have seen them before, Nestor, or they might have been something entirely different. But now you're seeing like just dots in the distance, and they are large dots, but they're just kind of leaping through the snow with such viscosity. It's insane. Um, you kind of take another closer look, both of you, and suddenly these just green paws kind of grip kind of like the steep cliffside you guys are riding on. You guys like it's like kind of like those like cliffside roads where it's just you're riding along the cliff and like it's a very big drop off. But you're seeing a pair of these large green meaty hands kind of pull themselves up and just towering up now as they just pull themselves up, and it's like these giant green trolls. Two of them are coming up from the back, and two of them are coming up from the middle. And you're seeing these trolls just kind of just like grasp the cliffside and just pull themselves up. And in the back, these two trolls are just like using these clubs and just bashing in these mechano tanks. And you see like one of them just get dented, and then like and like crash into the wall. And then one of them just stops and starts prying open the metal casing. I want everyone to start rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good. +4.
You said that Naz and Corin were the ones who noticed this, yeah?
Yeah, they were the first to notice it.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I just started incoherently yelling when I saw that.
I rolled. Where does it show my score again?
It's your dex mod.
Oh, your roll will show up in the chat on Roll20.
I'm so cramped in here and like just pissed off. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just driving.
Quiet.
Boris sees it.
Say again?
I was just saying, Boris sees it, but he's working on something right now and thinks it's not that important.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right one.
At least that's how I'm justifying it.
No, it's cool. I dig it.
All right, so I rolled 23.
Okay, so you, Corin, are at the top of the list. Then we have Boris. Okay, then we have Boris. Then we have the trolls, and then we have Edward. So, with the windows open, you can kind of get a good, solid look at some of these trolls, and you're watching these two of them kind of appear in the middle of the sort of entourage here. What do you want to do?
I'll cast hold on 1 second. So how close are the trolls to us, or are they? How close are the trolls?
We're not using a battle map for this one. It's gonna be just they're about maybe like 15 feet away.
Okay. I'll send out a turret then.
Where do you want to place this turret?
I can place it right next, or I'd say right outside the tank, right next to it.
Okay. Remember, you're still driving the tank, so
Okay.
further you get away from it. Yeah.
No, I'm the one driving the tank.
Well, no, I'm saying that. Are you still? Are
Oh,
you still?
I thought we stopped the tank.
Did you stop the tank, Edward?
No, I'm still going. I'm moving.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah,
never mind then.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
So where do you want? You can put the turret inside the tank and maybe open one of the windows.
Okay.
And then it's even more cramped. Sorry, Edward.
Are you really sorry?
Nope.
Then yeah, I'll do that then. I'll put a turret inside
Okay. What turret?
the flamethrower.
Okay. And so you can that's a bonus action, right? To activate it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you took your bonus action to summon it, and it's right there. Anything you want to do with your main action?
So I can't use it with my.
Oh, once for free. Oh, as an action, you command your turn. Oh no, wait, no, that's. I'm just reading this real quick.
The turret once for free.
All right. It takes an action to summon. Okay.
Great. Okay. Then I'll.
Summon the turret.
And then a bonus action to fire to use it.
So bonus action is to use it then?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then bonus action use it.
Okay. And what do they need to do?
My spell save a dex save against myself. Spell save DC.
Okay, and they take 1d8.
Yep.
Alright, so rolling dex, that's natural 2, or 1 plus 1 is 2. So they take that full 1d8.
Alright.
Can you roll that 1d8 damage?
Alright.
Two dice. Don't do the dice roll. Alright, so they take that one takes 7 damage.
Alright.
You watch as that fire just sort of hits them, and this troll's kind of. And you notice that that these trolls seem to be like repairing any damage that the mechanotank turrets are doing against them. Fire seems to be preventing that regeneration. I don't think there's not much more you can do right now.
Right.
So we're gonna kick it to Boris.
Okay, so upon seeing fire, Boris perks up a little bit, because that's go time. So he puts down what he's working on, and he's like, there's only one thing to do, so he grabs the turret and he wheels it over towards the nearest troll and smacks the power button, he says, assuming this thing is powered by button.
Ooh, no, there's a button there.
Awesome.
Edward can attest to that. There are buttons. You can fire. There are two options though. First, there is water, which just spews just kind of maybe like 5 gallons of water in like a concentrated burst. And that doesn't really do damage, but can make difficult terrain. And maybe can knock on a strength save. It can knock a creature back maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
The ice one is sort of like a large ice knife. So it's your proficiency plus int mod. If you want, which one do you want to do?
I think Boris is gonna go for ice for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Which one are you firing at?
I was gonna ask if one was closer, but that's.
There's one. There are two. One's 20 feet away, and then there's 15, and then there are 2 more that are like 45, 50 feet away.
Okay, right now he's gonna go for the one that's 15 away.
Okay.
You said proficiency plus intelligence mod?
Yeah.
Swell. That's a 23 to hit.
23 hits. Roll damage.
How much damage is this?
This is gonna be hold on. It's a very buffed up version of Ice Knife. So first it's the range attack, and then it's a saving throw on anyone 10 feet around. 5d8. We'll do 5d8 for this one.
Ooh, all right. Rolling 5d8. That's 20 points of damage.
Okay, and I'm gonna make it's a dex save, right? Yeah, it's a dex save. That's gonna be just 3d6 cold damage on that roll for 2 of them. So
Okay.
Oh my god, one rolled so badly. Okay, so one failed and one succeeded.
3d6, you said?
Yeah, 3d6. So one of them suffers the 3d6.
Full damage is 6.
There's no half damage. They have to succeed or they don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyways, so you watch the one that this flamethrower hit with a bunch of flames, and just patting it out. That gives you time to just like smile, you son of a bitch, and then you feel this immense kickback as this sort of ice shard just. And it takes 26 damage. It's the one that failed to save. And it just like kind of just doubles over in pain, and the other one just like
Cannon
So far-
fun.
I am having fun with this, yes. Okay, so Boris, it's now the turn of the trolls.
Oh, really quick. For my bonus action, I just go, Rushka, bite! And send my Iron Defender after the nearby one as well.
Okay. How many
Iron
attacks?
Defender takes its turn immediately after mine. I believe it's just the one attack.
Okay. Moves that it take.
That's an 18 to hit.
Hits, full damage.
5 damage.
Okay, well, I mean, you're just slowly whittling this one guy down. The amount of damage you've already done is astonishing. But that's the power of the water cannon. So that's okay. Is that it for you then?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, Josh, you're on deck. I'm just going to do the actions of these 4 trolls. So the 2 in the back are still finding 2 of the mechanic tanks. One of them has been peeled open, and one of the trolls has like 2 gnomes in its grasp and just beginning to eat them. The other one is just attacking just another cart, another tank. Let's see how well they do. Fairly well. I mean, it looks like they're entangled in battle. Just like this heavy like turret is just straight into the troll side. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Now the troll that you wounded is gonna kind of ignore your defender and kind of stomp past, and it's going for you, Boris, because you're the one on the top.
That's fair.
So that's gonna be
Heal's not up.
25, 25, and 23.
Oh, wow, those sure do hit.
Yes, they do hit. Oh god, that's 36 damage.
Ooh, all right.
That's a big oof moment, gamers. The next one is gonna focus on your defender.
Okay.
26, 13, and 21.
The first and the last one hit.
Okay, good. That's 19 damage though.
Alrighty.
These things do not mess around, guys. Okay. So you're just kind of just it's like just enraged as this still shards of ice are just littering its hide, and it's just trying to kind of just maul you. It succeeds, and you're just kind of like,
Ouch.
And your face is just scarred and scratched. This thing is enormous compared to you. Edward, our driver, baby driver.
Yeah, I got a plan. I'm gonna use my bonus action to rub my hand across my eye patch, and Aelita's gonna manifest outside of the tank. And she's going to hold her action, so that when Boris fires the next ice shot, but what she's gonna do, she's gonna slap her hands together, and when he fires the shot, before she can actually shoot it, she's gonna raise up 2 of her other hands, and a wall of water is gonna appear underneath the 2 trolls together. So that freezes it. And then Edward's gonna turn the tank around. He's gonna keep his distance. He's gonna start moving, sort of like in like an arc, to get in position so that they can start supporting the other 2 mechano tanks. And that's my turn.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me see your driving skills. Give me a sort of dexterity check with your dex mod. Kind of your I'll also say sleight of hand, but we're going off of like it's a land vehicle check, you know. So it's d20 plus dex mod. You are on a steep cliffside, Edward. So when you do this, you're just kind of like, whoa, this snow is soft. So you kind of overestimate a bit, and you kind of feel you guys like nearly teeter on the edge of the cliff by the time your drift is done. However, the other mechanic tanks in front have taken notice, and they are beginning to kind of just make sure the area is clear. And then you hear firing behind you, kind of in front of you, Edward, as they are firing down the cliffside as other trolls seem to be scraping up and trying to attack them. Now we go to what spell was that with the wave of water, by the way?
One more time.
What was that wave of water spell?
Wall of water. Here, I'll.
Yes, please. That'd be great.
1 second.
Okay. Just send it to me, and that'll take effect when Boris goes. Top of the order is Corn.
Oh wait, what about me?
Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh my God, I forgot about our girl. I abandoned my girl.
I should go.
Yes, you do go. Oh,
I
hold on.
rolled a 9, so I'm pretty low on the
Yes,
initiative order.
You were supposed to go. You were supposed to go before Edward. My apologies.
Okay,
So
that's all right. We'll just
all right.
stick me in.
Nope, we're sticking you in. So you'll go in the correct order next turn.
Okay. Yeah. So I am concerned about the queen. Do I know which tank the queen's in?
Make an investigation check, just like because you got like swerved around in that tank, so you're kind of trying to get your bearings.
Okay, that's a 16.
You can see that some of the tanks are surrounding like maybe two are surrounding a third, very close to like the wall of the cliff where it's most safe and not like kind of tearing over the abyss, and you can kind of guesstimate that's where the queen is.
Okay, and are there any trolls advancing on the queen's location?
I'm gonna do a little drawing here, just kind of just like on this map here.
Yeah.
Hold on, I just want to make sure we can do this correctly. Yes, so I'll just focus on that Tex Cartel area. Yeah, just focus on the Tex Cartel area. That's where the camera is.
Okay.
So that blue line is the wall. And this is the cliffside here.
I don't see it.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I did it in... What have I done?
Did you do it on your GM screen?
I did it on my GM screen. Yes. I'll put it on the map so it just doesn't move around.
There we go.
Okay, so yeah, you see the one on the left is the wall, and this is the cliffside. I'm gonna start peppering the peppering the allies in green. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then you guys are the big dot right here. You guys kind of just nearly swerve to that end. And then the other is like this is the queen just right here, and then 1, and then 2. And then there's maybe like 1, that's 4, 3, that's 7. So there's 1 tank here, another tank here, and another tank here, and then the troll that's attacking the 2 mechanical tanks right here and here. You guys moved away somewhat from these guys a bit. Those are the ones you attacked. Like this is the one that got hit with the spike, and this is the one that's hitting the companion.
Okay. So then I'm gonna focus on the one that's been hit by the spike because it's getting close to the queen.
No, it's getting, first of all, it's getting hurt, but it's closest to the queen.
Yeah, and for me, like the queen is first and foremost. So I am going to, from my component pouch, I'm going to be taking out some powdered rhubarb leaf and an adder's stomach, and I like make a little motions and the components disappear as I speak some words, and cast Melf's Acid Arrow at level 3.
All right, make your roll. Let's see if that works.
25.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, so that'll be 5d4 acid damage.
And it's an extra like 3 or 44 at the end of the turn.
Yeah, it'll be 3d4 acid damage because I am doing it at level 3 spell slot. 5d4. So and then plus my damage? No, just that. Okay. Alright, so that 11.
Oh no, I mean, you guys are just laying into this guy. I mean, just with this consistent effort, you're watching this troll just get like barrage, and like in just an instant of 6 seconds, ice and acid and how do you do is just coming at him, and he's looking pretty beat up. He's getting closer and closer to meeting his end. How much damage does he take at the end of the turn?
I would have to at the end of his turn. If it's a he, I don't know. I'm gendering the troll. There. Let's
see there.
They will take 6.
Just 6?
Yeah.
Oh, 66.
No, just 6.
Oh, okay, just 6 damage. Okay.
Yes. 6.
So, okay, we're gonna go back to the turn order. Top of the order is Corin. Boris, you are after.
All right. How am I still about like 10 feet away from it?
You are. I'm gonna say now like 25 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna activate the turret as my bonus action.
Okay. Well, isn't that 15 feet?
Or let me check.
Yep, 50-foot cone.
Okay, well, I'll move it 10. I can move it 10 feet.
Okay. And it will make another con save. These, or it's dex save, right?
Yep, dex save.
7, it fails. Roll damage.
All right.
Okay, 6 damage. Just gout of flame just roasts it, and is still unable to kind of seal its wounds from before.
All right, then as an action, I'd cast. I'm still 20. As an action, I'll cast. No, I think that's it. Yeah, that'll be it, I guess.
Okay. Are you sure you want to cast a spell as an action, like a cantrip or anything?
Well, I'm still like 25 feet away from it, so.
There's some spells that go that far, but if you're sure, just so you know, you can, there are options.
No, I'm sure.
Okay. Then we are going next on the turn order, which is Boris.
Boris has tasted the backfire of the cannon, and he loves it, and will do it again.
Hey, so, Alita's spell comes into fruition, and a wall of water forms 30 feet long, and it's... I'm gonna mark it as white here. So this is wall of water.
I was aiming it underneath the 2 trolls next to each other.
Underneath. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's clever. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you for the clarification. That's actually even cooler. So what it does is it prevents certain it's difficult terrain, but at the same time it's also it freezes when hit by any cold damage. So this ice spike is fired. Roll me an attack, Boris.
27.
It hits. You're attacking the first guy, of course.
Yeah.
All right, roll damage. But you're watching the space in front of it sort of like, and the area underneath them is becoming spiked with frost, and it's sort of like a barrier that most of them can't really go through.
Nice. That's 20 points of cold damage.
Okay. This troll's not looking good, guys. You're just doing wonders against it. And then, like, you see, it's just sort of, oh, also, it needs to make that. Roll me the damage, and I'll have to make the roll for both of them still.
Okay. Oh, that's so much better.
DM, quick question.
Yeah.
If the wall of water is frozen, do I have to continue to concentrate on it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Can't say it's too. How do you want to do this?
Okay, so the way I see this happening is Boris just yells, "Not my board!" and smacks the button. So Ice Spike streaks towards it. It hits the one, shatters into little icicles, and freezes the wall of water underneath.
You know, and then like it starts to snow, and you just kind of stick out your tongue in a. You realize what that snow is. So yeah, no, that is one troll down. It's just bits and pieces of icicle now and snow and shit. The other troll notices that and is not happy. What do you want to do with Bud? Yeah, Bud.
I was gonna say it's not about to get any happier. Again, Rushka, bite more. So Rushka's gonna attack.
Peck.
Oh, geez, I should have added my modifier to that, huh? That's... Sorry, where did it go? That's a 15 to hit? Yes.
Okay, 15 to hit. Actually, just hits. Barely.
Nice. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm not used to rolling on Roll20.
We'll get there. It's
There
okay.
we go. For 7 points of peck damage.
Okay, that's 7 damage. First hit on this thing. Looks pretty unmarked so far, but it just kind of noticing that you got nipped. They got nipped.
Actually, you know what? Because it hit with the magic weapon attack, I'm going to expend one of my arcane jolts and deal an additional 2d4 force damage to it.
Ooh, okay.
That's an additional 5 points of force damage.
Okay, that actually stung. It's just
Good bird!
Does Rushka have any sound effects?
Oh, geez. I like to imagine kind of just a monotone deadpan tweet, 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 tweet.
Tweet.
Very clearly, like, sounds he imbued in it.
Now it's the troll's turn.
It takes acid damage.
No, the one that you hit died.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's dead, so that's good.
Yeah. No, I mean, that acid arrow did a lot, by the way. It was good. Hold on. I'm just going to look at its... Nope, that's not immunities. Yeah, no, it's vulnerable. So I'm going to make a strength athletics check with this troll here. Ooh, that's a 19. It's going to just take one of the cards that hasn't ripped open, this one, and just... And you can see that it takes some force for the troll, but the strength is enough for the tank to just explode and far off in the distance, and then charge forward. How much movement does it have?
Can I, as an action, like it's a bonus action, or
Yes.
it's a reaction? Featherfall's a reaction, right?
Do you have do you do Warcaster as a is it Warcaster that has that feat, that ability?
It's a one reaction, Featherfall, casting time, one reaction, which you take when you or a creature within 60 feet of you falls.
Okay, this is a tank. I will say, I will
But
allow
are
it,
there
but
people in the tank?
can you see the people in the tank?
I don't know. Can I see the people in the tank? Are they
gonna-
sticking their heads out? Or is there someone on a turret or
There's
something?
someone on a turret. I'll give you that. Okay.
Okay.
And so it's just a slow fall, and you're watching the slow fall just continue to happen, and they're just kind of flowing down into the valley. So they'll survive, but it might be a while for them to come back if they come back.
That's fine, but they're not dead now.
Yeah, you don't see them die. So that troll that just flipped the thing charges forward, and it's just attacking this one mechanic now, and you see its bite just go through solid steel and rip parts of it out, and then the claws just shear against the gunner, and the gunner kind of falls limp. Boris, you have 2 trolls on you now, so that's an 18, a 9, and a 12.
The 18 hits.
Ooh. Oh, that's 5 piercing damage. And then the next one.
Wow.
That's a 12, a 17, and a 24.
The last 2 do hit.
Okay. Oh, well, the 12 hits?
No, the
It's a
17 and the 24.
Okay, so that bite, another 5 piercing, and 14, so that's 19 plus 5, that's 24 damage.
Yes.
And
Oh. Not fun! Not fun anymore!
one of the trolls, let's see, can he... No, he tries to kind of swipe at Rushka, but Rushka just like ba 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 ba. Now next we go to Nasanura.
Okay, yeah. I am going to. I'm like, because there's like the closest troll. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So again, I'm reaching my component pouches. I'm like quickly stuffing a bit of rhubarb in an adder stomach, and then I'm like, and then this insidious looking greenish arrow goes flying at it.
So the one in front?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Okay, 24 hits, roll damage. After this round, we will take maybe a short 5 to 10 minute break. And then we'll just continue onward.
12 damage.
12 damage.
And then it will take 8 damage
later. Okay, that's 12 damage. So it hits squarely, and it will just kind of feel that burn later. Next we have Edward. Unless you don't want to do anything else.
No, I'm just like yelling. Fighting isn't really my thing. Like, yeah. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm just like screaming incoherently, yeah, take that! And just, yeah, being very loud.
Edward.
I'm assuming they're no longer trapped in the wall of ice.
Oh, you know what? Actually, revert that 5 damage, Boris, because he was still locked in that prison.
Thank you.
Small retcon. Thank you, Edward.
Slightly more fun.
I will say it's attack hit appropriately. Like it hit through the ice, and it has 15 hit points. So it just took 5 hit points, and it's still trying to break through it.
And there's only one that's currently close to our tank, right?
Yes. The other one is kind of engaged with the Queen's posse.
Ilea's going to. I'm gonna use my bonus action. Ilea's gonna fly up to it and like sort of stick her hand, like phase into its brain. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
Oh shit! So the one attacking you guys, they're attacking the entourage.
The one attacking us.
Okay. Yeah. All right. what save do I need to make?
It's a, I think it's a wisdom save. Let me check. Yep, a wisdom save.
Okay. What's your DC?
16.
Fails.
Nice. So it's gonna take. I'm casting it at second level, so it's going to take. Trying to read all this. 4d6 psychic damage, and it has to use its reaction to move as far away from us as possible, and it has to keep running from me.
Okay. Rolling 46.
Oh, and I can do it. I have the.
Okay. What does it see?
It's just gonna sort of see, it's gonna see like Aelita, her face is gonna like phase out of existence, and reappears like this horrifying umbral monster, and just sort of like this machine infected with like some kind of dark umbral horror.
Okay. And it starts trying to run away from you, and it kind of runs into the other troll, and the other troll's like, ugh.
And then I'm going to just start. I'm going to start moving towards the other mechanical tank, just sort of like just get close enough to it to so that we can help it out.
Okay, so you're moving. You're moving the tank.
Yes, I'm also getting away from the edge.
Okay. Okay, now you're closer to this guy, and this guy's gonna move his move down here. So now it is the other gnomes' turns, and you're seeing that like all these turns are going up to deck, but they're all trying their best. And then you're watching almost like in slow motion, rocks just start battering the cliffside that you're on from sideways. You can't really see where it's coming from until you watch this giant. You don't know what it is. It looks like a troll, but it has like multiple arms and heads, and it's just massive, far more massive than these trolls ever were. And all of you are just kind of looking in fear. And before anything else can happen, you feel one of those boulders can careen into a nearby wall and then smack into your tank as you're driving, Edward. And so you swear you could have gotten closer to them, but that rock hits you and you start swerving. Make me a quick dexterity saving throw. $19. You just barely press a button on the tank, and then kind of a grappling hook kind of just and then just grasps onto the side. You begin to not free fall, but you begin to hang from the cliffside, and you kind of feel that you got it, but then the side of the rock that you kind of embedded yourself in is kind of weak and kind of tears apart, and then you kind of begin just slowly sliding down the rock side as the trolls are still being fought by your men and by your expedition.
Reaction of feather fall again on us.
That's allowed. Your descent was slowed somewhat by that grappling hook, and then you're just kind of like, ugh! And then you feel everything just slow, and you're just trying to carefully maneuver yourselves so the weight's distributed across the tank, so that you can all float down safely. And it seems like you float down 100 feet, 150 feet down and down into the valley. And you're watching kind of the tree line begin to obscure the cliff, and you're all suddenly alone and separated from the expedition.
Maybe we could find the other people who floated down.
Maybe, but we'll find out after the break.
Oh.
I wanted to see if I could get that in there, and you know.
Of course. I mean, I get it.
thanks for whoever people who've been coming here so far. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back in maybe just 5-10 minutes quick. gray area. This is very much a map in construction.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, you're going ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, okay, so we're there, here, and I just like I'm jabbing my finger, like ignoring your tools, and just.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna figure out where exactly we are and see if I can't find a path back up to where the battlefield was.
You are on the forest floor, basically the equivalent of the forest floor here. So, getting a good sense of direction might be hard unless you have some kind of high ground.
I have Aelita. So just, yeah.
Okay, I want you through Alida to make me a perception check. 20, very good. You are looking up and up and up to that mountain that you guys fell from, and the cliff where you fell from can't be seen, but you can kind of mark that's the mountain that you were on originally, and then you're kind of checking the path on the map. You could go a bit, I'm gonna say southeast, and see if you can kind of climb your way up with the tank.
I wish they had told us that they were trolls. We could have better prepared the tank.
I can climb the mountain without the tank.
Well, I'm only helpful about falling.
That's actually a good question, though. What order is the tank in? Is it still functioning?
Hold on, roll between here. I'm just gonna guess, kind of through the slow fall. I'm kind of giving a good idea of how much damage the tank took. Boris was the only one that took damage from the troll attacks. So
Yeah. And speaking of, I would like to heal Boris.
how would you like to heal Boris?
I'll volunteer to heal Boris.
Pardon?
What?
I volunteer to heal Boris.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What do you like to do to heal Boris?
I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, great. Roll Cure Wounds die.
How much is Cure Wounds again?
First level, it's 1d8 plus whatever your modifier is.
Okay.
And then if you do it at second level, it's 2d8 and so forth.
I'll do 1d8. I don't see what was rolled.
5.
5? Okay, thank you. 5.
Alright, so
8 points total.
Oh, 8 points total. Okay, so Boris, you gain 8 points of healing back.
Yeah. And how does Boris look?
In lots of pain, and also distraught depending upon whether or not Rushka fell with us.
Make me a perception check, Boris.
Yeah.
The tank, though, is in stable condition. It may have dented into a tree. Natural 20. You look around and you see that Rushka didn't come with you. Rushka was not on the tank.
At this point, Boris starts to hyperventilate a little bit.
Okay. So, sorry, you're hyperventilating?
Yeah, Boris is just big distress. He is not used to being without this bird.
Boris, I'm going to walk over and I'm going to reach out as if I'm going to put my hands on your shoulders, and I'm kind of reading your body language to see if you accept that or not.
I don't shrink away or anything.
Okay. You can do this. You can get through this. And I'm also going to cast Cure Wounds as well through this touch, because he looks like he's still in pain. I'm going to do it as second level.
Okay.
So that's 11 points of healing.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you've been healed 19 points so far.
Tell me, how can we help?
Bird. Where is Bird?
Okay. I'm not quite sure if the bird is here.
I could find your bird.
Find Bird?
I'm gonna rub my hand across the eye patch. It's gonna flash with light. I'm gonna cast locate an object.
You feel it ping just barely on the edge. It's moving, but you can kind of guesstimate it's still up on that cliffside with the mechano tanks. You're not exactly sure what's going on with it, but
Yeah. It's still back on the top of the cliff with the mechano tanks.
Okay. If you want to make plan, Boris, go get Bird.
We're all going back up there to get the bird and the rest of the tanks and figure out what just happened.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and find our way back up this cliff.
Okay.
You guys ready to move?
Yes, I'm ready.
All that having been said, Boris is going to take out some leather workers' tools and start repairing some of the bends and tears in his armor, and while doing so, cast Aura of Vitality, because your boy needs hit points. Not nearly as many as before, though, so much appreciated. Thank you.
what does Aura Vitality do exactly? Just curious for
Sure.
folks at home.
Healing energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use the bonus action to cause one creature in the aura, including yourself, to regain 2d6 hit points.
Okay,
So over the course of the minute for which this is up, I'm just going to be doing a lot of feeling better.
Is this to feel a lot of feeling better, like real quick? Just like,
Yeah.
Before we start moving, I'm gonna try and like bust open part of the tank just so I can have a little more room to sit and drive this thing.
Make me how you doing with strength save, or like you're gonna just weld it open?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like try and weld it open a little bit. Edward's fine with the cold, so I'm gonna try and weld it open. Like I'm not. I guess strength. I'll use strength.
Okay, strength then. It takes you a moment, and you're kind of like while you're driving, slightly distracted, like, and you kind of still driving a bit. It takes you maybe 2 hours for you to kind of finally just like open it up a little bit, and you've kind of made a small rectangular hatch that brings in some cold air, but at the same time, kind of gives you like you use some room to see while you're driving, so you can see through the top of this hatch, and you can kind of just scooch back in if you need to like look at the controls a little bit more seriously.
Awesome.
Can I take a short rest while he's doing that?
No, you guys are traveling. Short rests are.
Oh, I thought we were sitting still. Never mind then.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. Well, I mean, it's like if you're on a wagon, you don't take a short rest while you're on a wagon.
Okay, I thought we were like sitting by the cliffside. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, so you guys are moving along, and you can kind of. The thrum of the mechanical tank is still kind of active. It's like, and you're kind of working your way through wide enough spaces in the forest. But you go through some interesting locales. Like this glade is quite beautiful in its strange autumn sort of atmosphere. In certain cases, you kind of pass through clearings in which you see kind of shattered stone, and they're in like kind of upright and lying down and scattered in different pieces and places throughout this clearing of the autumn glade. and at which point it gets more rocky the closer you get to the mountain. The mountain is beginning to slope downward, though, and another mountain is soon to take its place. So it looks like you might be able to meet your team back on the top, of this other mountain.
Damn, I have a really dumb question for you for just a moment.
Okay, sure.
My brain can't do math. It's 10 rounds of combat in a minute, yes?
Yeah, 10 rounds.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I was rolling the correct number of d6s for
That's a lot of
that
d6s.
spell. It's a lot of d6s.
That's like 20
that's
d6s.
good stuff. Okay, I'm back up to full.
It's the opposite of ooh. It's ooh.
Okay, feel better now.
Why am I wrong music?
While we're traveling, I'll infuse my crossbow with radiant weapon or radiant damage.
Okay. So you have the radiant weapon on your crossbow now.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. So that is radiant weapon and crossbow. So that might take you like an hour.
Okay.
How do you do it? Like, what pair of tools are you kind of tooling this crossbow with magic?
I'll be using wood carver tools.
Okay, so you're just kind of carving into the wood the right glyphs, and you're kind of just giving the right kind of like with your thumb, you're kind of lighting it up with the glowing blue of the runes, and you kind of feel that power thrum into the crossbow, and you're just kind of like, this is gonna do some damage. Anyways, you get over the next hill, and you feel that there's an upcline, like a incline upwards, and it's leading you up to the mountain. Eventually, though, there's a part of the mountain that you go up that it's so difficult to move. Like it's kind of about to make its way back down. You know, it gets so steep that it's becoming nearly impossible to kind of move any further just by driving up it.
So we're not in the Mako?
You're not in the Mako. You don't have jump jets. I'm sorry.
I see there's not a lot of Mass Effect players in this stream.
Mass Effect. I should go.
Yes. Okay.
I could climb up this hill. My chair would be able to move across this pretty easily.
We need to find a way to get the entire tank across.
Right.
Can we sort of use the hydro can to make a bridge?
That's interesting. Make me a Arcana check and just as you're trying to figure it out. It's gonna occur to you that wall of water spell was interesting because you could form that wall of water again, and then use the icicle to sort of just make it a slope for you to come up.
I can't use wall of water again. It's a racial ability. It only uses once per day.
Okay. Well, I was there when the Queen was talking about, like, you know, we could use our infinite hydro launcher to create bridges of ice. Can we do that?
I'm gonna say, since it's all of your magic, since you've all tuned to the hydro launcher, any of you can use it. You can tweak and modify this custom magic item. It will take maybe some time, maybe a day. It might take half a day, maybe a day, to start completing it.
What if we all work together on it? Like mod it.
Okay. I will say, depending on how well you all roll an Arcana check, I'll use all of your Arcana checks together and then kind of get the median of it. So if you all roll Arcana for me, as you all look over this cannon and try to tweak it, and we're gonna see how long it takes. What's your Arcana mod, Corin?
+3.
+3, so that's 8. 23, 18. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna.
Can I use my Tinker's tools to double my proficiency bonus?
Yeah.
You can, sure.
Can I do that as well?
Yeah, you know what? Let's.
We.
If you have tools that you want to use this for, we'll do tools instead.
Okay.
Reroll with your tools.
Okay.
Roll tools.
Reroll with your tool choice. After all, you used your tools to make this, so it wasn't your Arcana.
So that was double proficiency, right?
Yep, I think so.
And our
So yeah, it's expertise.
level
Yeah,
is
+8 plus my score.
Okay, so that's.
what's our proficiency level again?
Or,
Um,
Or we get a +4.
Yep, +4.
So it's +8, sir.
It's 8. So you're 18, Corin.
Okay.
I have 22.
22?
19.
Okay. Oh, don't you have your is your alchemy int?
Yes.
So that's your plus your intelligence modifier too.
Oh goodness, yeah. So that's why I got the 30 last time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So mine.
So this is plus 13. Oh, well, it's less than what it was before. Oh.
Well, I was gonna say add that plus
Okay.
4,
Sure.
so it's 23.
23.
23,
In that case, that's a
16 from
17
Boris.
me.
26
okay.
total from Edward. 26.
Okay. Plus 13 with Corin is 19. Okay. Very good. It will take you 3 hours of just like lightning round work. Like you guys are on the clock. You don't know if any more trolls are gonna come attack you. You don't know what else is down here in this glade. Things are peaceful so far, but you're not sure. And so you're all just really dedicated to getting this thing done. And Corin's expertise on guns and on Nesnura's original spell work on the jug of water itself and the firing mechanism of it for Boris, and Edward's sort of just spell work over the entire gun itself kind of tweaks it. And so you add a sort of middle part of the dial you do to go from water to ice, and it's sort of it's an interesting thing. It's a slushy, it's sort of like it's like a mushy like slush texture, but when you fire it, it like just like some kickback, not as much as the ice knife or the water cannon, but progressively as you kind of aim it, you see it begin to solidify the more you kind of fire it. And if you kind of keep moving it even into open air, it will still attach itself to the rest of the ice bridge. So it seems almost like a strange slushy ice adhesive.
I do believe I might be a genius.
I think we all are.
If it helps, I can make the tank lighter and get out, and then just walk beside the tank while it climbs up the hill. I mean, I could get out to make the tank lighter.
Oh, sure. With what?
Or I was gonna climb alongside the tank.
Okay, well, how do you make it lighter with
He's saying like he's gonna get out and just like remove his weight from the tank.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. All right, so you kind of sort of worm your way out with the wheelchair, and you kind of set it down first, and you kind of just kind of with your remote urging it forward as the tank's going up, and you're kind of watching the ice bridge and inspecting it and making sure that it works because this is your test, and you guys are moving the tank up there, and it looks fine. You're watching it just kind of crunch the ice, and it sort of packs on the top layer of it. And you have successfully moved up the first sort of steep incline of the mountain, and it seems to have a bit of a easier. The treads seem to be easier moving up the next portion of the mountain. But each time you face that incline, you have to pull back in like chart the trajectory, fire the cannon, make sure the bridge is solid, and then move it up. So your progress is slower, certainly. But after that kind of interesting cunning display of your kind of artificer work,
I'm going along, and you see like hooks all along my the wheels, or that's sticking into the hill as as I'm climbing up.
oh, cool. Okay, so your kind of the spokes of your wheel are kind of just like it's like the weather version of your tires.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's cool.
Then I push a button to do that as well.
Okay. It's very multi-capable.
Yep.
So at a certain point, it starts getting into night, and you guys could park the tank out in the open, or you can try to maybe find some place to rest, unless you just want to keep going. It looks like this night is falling to just far quicker than you anticipated, and it's a little disheartening.
We're gonna need to find a place to make camp. I won't be able to see in the dark. Probably go off another cliff.
Yeah. I am going to note, like, I notice, I'm like, oh, I got this. And I'm in the tank, and I take out my alchemical tools, and I start pouring things into each other, and I have this little Bunsen burner that's like boop, 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 boop. And I mix everything together, and then suddenly I have a lantern of revealing.
Oh, so did you switch out one of your artifacts?
Yeah, I will get rid of what do I have? I have lots of things. I am going to get rid of.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't require attunement. Oh wait, well you have infusions, and you can only make 2 of them.
Yeah.
So.
And I just, the only other thing that I've made was the alchemy jug that is in our tank.
I'm gonna say that's a collective infusion, so
Okay.
that doesn't count for your personal infusion.
Okay, so yeah, that's all I've got then. Right now.
Okay.
While she's making that, I'm also going to I'm gonna deactivate the many-handed. I'm gonna deactivate the my repeating shot on my crossbow. And I'm going to infuse the like this like wheel mechanism on my hip for rope of climbing.
Okay, so you got rope of climbing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is all going on. Boris is going to take a leaf and a little bit of honey out of one of his pockets and going to stick it on the front of the tank, and using magical tinkering, he's going to make it so it can imbue light in a 5-foot radius around it.
Oh my god, you just gave the Mechanotank car lights. That's so cool.
Yep. And I hang the lantern of revealing in the front, and it will give us 30 feet of bright light.
Okay.
And dim light for an additional 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything is invisible, they're now visible.
Okay. So make me perception checks with advantage. Now that the dark is, you can clearly. Well, I mean, it's just regular perception. It's you don't get disadvantage with it.
So
I also have dark vision. Does that help at all?
I also have dark vision.
yes,
Yeah,
Same.
it's easy. It's easier with dark vision, but I mean that light certainly helps. I'd say it's a standard perception check.
Ooh. 22. Is that me too? It's all of us?
Yeah,
Collective. It's not collective. It's just your own perception checks.
Okay.
Plus 2. Okay. Edward is the first to kind of really see it through the light that's piercing through the darkness a bit. But as you're kind of traveling along this mountain, there is a cave that seems to be kind of piquing your guys' interest.
All right. I go to start turning into it.
Woo.
Okay.
Are we stopping for tonight?
Yeah, we can't be too tired once we get back up to that cliff. That's
Okay.
gonna be more trouble.
And Boris just sticks his head out of the hatch on top of the tank and just yells out into the open air, "Rushka, if are nearby, come find cave with tank. Okay? Thanks."
Thanks.
And back into the tank and just kind of sits down.
When we get there, I'm gonna position the tank just sort of like in the front of the cave, so like nothing can really get into the cave without going past the tank.
Okay. As you're walking into the tank, Edward, you are kind of. It's interesting. As you're kind of walking in, you're noticing that it's that the shape of this cave is very kind of flat, like it was carved out of the stone.
Oh. Well, shit. I'm gonna send Aelita forward into the cave and like look through her eyes to see what's in there.
All right, with Alita's kind of just headlights, kind of like searching around as you go deeper into this tunnel. It's about maybe 10 minutes down this kind of very straight tunnel. And you're kind of watching the mountain, not the inside of the mountain, basically, kind of spiral downwards and downwards with kind of weathered stone steps, and there are kind of rock structures served in the form of like buildings, almost kind of carved into the very mountain itself. Hold on, I'm putting on some music. So you are Elita is kind of looking through this section of the mountain, and you're seeing statues, and they're so weathered and worn from time. You're kind of looking up as well, and there is a kind of a hole that kind of exposes itself to the night sky.
Aelita's gonna disappear. Well, guys, good news. I think I found shelter.
Oh, sounds great to me. I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah, me as well.
It's been a long day.
I start walking deeper into the cave, like towards the ruins.
Okay, do you guys follow?
Yeah, I hop out of the tank with my pack and everything. I'm like putting my backpack on, getting ready, straightening my hat.
All right, for each
Yeah,
of you.
I follow as well.
Boris it takes off like the battle axe strapped to his back and just kind of flicks it and it lights up. And he uses it like a torch leading the way, or to light the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to take the lantern with me. I mean, I've got 6 hours of light on this thing, and I want to use it.
Okay.
Oh, I also turn off the car light that I tinkered on earlier.
It's
if we're all making cool light, Edward's gonna gesture across his eye patch. It's gonna like just like a headlight out in front of his eye.
You guys are like the Tony Starks of the fantasy world. I swear to
Yeah.
God, it's so cool. I love it. So Boris and Nasnora and Korn would note the strange formation of this cave. It's not like stalactites everywhere or anything. It's just kind of a square rectangle sort of shape of the tunnel, and smooth. And you all kind of arrive at the entrance into this strange sort of large cavern with no ceiling. It's kind of exposed to the open air. And all these strange ancient buildings carved into the mountain itself with statues. I'm gonna say some are tall and indicate that that the being had like scales and like horns on the back of their heads. Others are large and assuming, and they have wings. The creature has a maw filled with teeth and similar scales running down along it as well. There are serpents, and there are lizards of different kinds, kind of positioned in different houses and in front of different locations in this sort of lost settlement.
I walk up to some with my lantern and I'm like peering at it. Oh. And like if you could see the wheels, if I had cogs in my head, you'd be able to see them as I'm trying to think of perhaps what they are using my historical knowledge.
That seems definitely indicative of a check involving history and culture.
I think
maybe possibly.
I rolled an 11.
If anyone else wants to take a look at it, they're free too.
Yeah,
I'll make an investigation check.
It's a history check, actually.
Okay, history?
Yeah.
By chance, finagle nature.
What kind of creature is this?
Ness, you do know that the creature with wings is a dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, I figured.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to spell it out. That's what you're getting. Check out. It's a dragon. One of these is a dragon.
Would I have seen like ruins like this during my time, just like searching for stuff across the seas and all that?
What's your history mod, Corn?
13 total.
Okay. God damn, you guys are...
No clue where. I got no clue what these are.
all of you are really tired. It's kind of hard to determine what this is. Like you're just kind of suddenly stumbled on this.
This is a dragon. I know that.
I don't know about
the
that.
dragon.
I've seen dragons, but it might be like a big chicken.
Is it a dragon or a wyvern?
That's a dragon.
That's a dragon. Corn. You look at it. It's like, oh, that's a dragon. 13.
Okay.
It seems like you guys really need to sleep after a day of kind of stress on this journey. Like you guys are lost from your expedition. You are lost in heavily dangerous territory. And I'm also gonna say, you've been really using your brain power lately. So take a nap. Take a long rest. Unless you guys want to do watches.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna kind of look around for any signs of little animals.
Perception check.
Perception.
Investigation. Actually, you're looking for something specific.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. 13. You find just kind of crawling through a crevice is like a kind of a small little like snake, like a just little like a not a garden snake, but like a sort of a similar vibe.
And I wander up to it and I crouch down and I'm like, "Hi, little snake," because I can communicate simple ideas with small and smaller beasts as a forest gnome. Hi, we're gonna go to sleep, and I would really like you to keep an eye out on things. And if you see anything, let us know. Thank you, little snake.
Oh, it seems to communicate.
Yes.
Can I make an investigation check for any pieces of wood, or like any pieces of wood laying around?
Sure.
All right. 16.
You see maybe just kind of as you go into one of the structures that there's just kind of like small pieces of bark that got left over. Maybe something was there and it kind of like broke apart and decayed. You know.
All right. I'll start taking some pieces of bark and start carving some pieces, or start carving a horse for everybody in the group. So I'm just sitting there carving a horse out of the pieces of bark.
It looks like a cookie cut version of a horse. It's not like
Yep.
it's rotund or anything. It's only like this one dimension because it's bark.
Right.
But maybe make me a performance check.
Okay.
Or do your wood car? Do you have wood carving tools?
Yes.
Okay, use that check.
All right. So that'd be just my proficiency. Or 9. Oh, plus 4, so 13.
Okay.
Or 17 it would be, because it would be my expertise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Success. So 17 does it. There's some where it looks a little rougher. Very hard to really kind of get it carving the way you want to. But at the end of it, you kind of get tired, and you're looking at the 3 you have carved, and you look pretty pretty satisfied with yourself.
All right, then I'll walk over to Boris and everyone else and hand them out to everybody.
Aw.
No, cute little gnome, yeah. Edward's gonna pull off his eye patch and just sit down to go to sleep.
Is his eye intact, or is it like?
Yeah, his eye is fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But he's got the lens on it.
Okay. So no watches.
Boris is going to be up for a little bit, so
Nope.
if you want to count that as first watch.
Okay.
I'll take second watch.
Okay.
I'll take third.
All right. That leaves Nast with 4th.
With last, which is fine. I get nice solid set of sleep.
Mm-hmm. Boris, roll me perception.
Went for my real dice there. What's my perception? 24.
Okay. The night sky is coming out a little bit more. The stars are wonderful. There's just no torchlight around, and you're kind of getting a very neat view of the sky through the lens of this open sort of cavern rim. Doesn't seem to really, nothing really seems to note to you. When the moonlight kind of shines down and hits the cavern, you begin to see all the statues kind of sparkle white a bit. And you're kind of seeing the more the moon hits them, certain parts of their bodies are kind of glowing with that white. And they seem to be generating their own sort of, they're sort of like a lampposts.
I think Boris thinks this is neat, but also is very, very tired. So he takes like maybe, I don't know, fantasy pencil, and
Pen and quill.
Pen and quill, yeah. And just in his little chicken scratch handwriting, makes a note on it on the non-presentational side of the bark horse he was just given, to remember it for the morning. Also, throughout the course of the watch, he travels with a lot of scrap metal. He kind of puts it in a pile and grabs some pebbles and chunks of rock that might just be lying about, puts them all together in a big pile and puts the horse on top of it, just kind of humming as he goes.
Very corvid of him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Very, very crow, very corvid of him. Okay, second watch, Edward. You are seeing the moon slowly begin to pass over this cavern, and Boris woke you up, and you are seeing the same thing he did.
Edward's gonna step outside. He's sort of like puzzle over these stones. He's gonna hold the lens up to his right eye, and words are gonna pass by the lens. He's gonna try and see if he knows what this stuff is made out of.
Okay, make me a small investigation check as well as perception. Okay, so nothing of note seems to stand out to you in terms of like the area around you, but now you're like looking with your lens and glass and kind of taking a good look at these pieces of stone. They shouldn't really have anything about they shouldn't really have anything special about them. It shouldn't be glowing like this. And then you're kind of realizing, kind of as you look down to the base, the foundation of the statue, there's kind of a runic inscription kind of on one side that's glowing white, sort of like almost like a conduit, like all these moonstones are kind of interacting with one another because of this sort of runic circuit.
Do I know the language that they're written in?
What languages do you know?
Edward knows without having to cast a spell. He knows primordial and common and telepathic.
Telepathic, primordial, and
common.
No, but you can make an Arcana check and maybe find out.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages.
Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, this is Draconic.
I'm gonna record all the runes that all the different unique sets of runes that I can see over the course of the night before my watch ends. In my journal, and I'm gonna like just sketch what I see and all that before waking up Corin.
Okay, so you just kind of record down this runic inscription, and you're looking at these different stones, and they have themselves like you can kind of barely squint and notice just the outline of these runes, and so you do your best to get some of the moonstone runes. They look like it's the same rune, but you can kind of look at different ones and kind of a bit more of the bigger picture. And then you wake up Corin, and Corin, the moon has just begun to pass, and so just as you wake up, you're seeing this moon kind of go over the rim of the cavern, and the moonish glow begin to fade from these statues.
Okay, did you want me to make a check?
Perception check, yes.
Okay. Oh, I don't see anything.
Yeah, no. I mean, the moon's brightness kind of helped the others a bit, but now you're in darkness and it's kind of harder.
All right, yeah, I'll just stare at the statue. I'll infuse an object with my tinker's tools just to make waves sound during the night.
How loud are these sounds?
Not very loud.
Okay. What? So just the sounds of the ocean?
Yeah. While everyone sleeps.
Oh, that's soothing. It's like holding your head up to a conch shell. So you kind of quietly pulse like that for the duration of your watch, and you feel kind of sleep coming up on you, and you kind of roll yourself back to where everyone's sleeping, and letting that ocean sound fade as you drift to sleep.
Yep.
It is day again. You guys are kind of getting yourself ready. You're a little bit hurried, but everyone's awake now. It's morning.
I didn't have to take a watch.
Oh, why do I always forget you, Ness? I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Ness, I love you.
I got a full night's sleep.
You know what? Fine, sure. You just kind of slip through it.
Yep.
Why not? And you're kind of like, oh god, I missed my watch. And everyone doesn't really seem to care.
No, and I'm like, okay, cool. My snake buddy was my watch.
I set the wave. She was so soothed by the waves that she slept right through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite therapeutic.
I look for my little snake buddy.
He's there. You kind of find him on like kind of the edge of the outside of the structure. He's just kind of,
thanks, little buddy.
I'm gonna seek out Edward for a moment.
okay.
Edward, you have friend, right?
Friend? What do you mean?
Little ghost thing that help.
Alita? Yeah, I suppose you call her a friend.
Yes. So Boris wondering, is Rushka out still? Is Bird out there still?
Give me a second. And I'm gonna cast locate object.
It is too far away from your view for you to really sense.
I'm not quite sure where he is. So stepped outside of my range. I do not. But if he were nearby and destroyed, I would know it.
Is hard because Boris does not like to be without Bird. But if Boris make new Bird, old Bird die, and Boris does not want to do that either.
Well, it's unlikely that your bird is dead now. We should find it soon. If we keep moving, I'll be back in range to find it.
Okay, we go find Bird. Thank you.
I look at him. You sure you're okay, Boris?
Once we find Bird.
All right. And I'm gonna start getting just warming up the tank.
Okay. Does anyone want to get one more crack at a history check here at in this set of ruins?
Yep.
Sure.
I will.
Okay. Ooh, better. Oh, we have a winner. It is Boris. And Boris, you will look over this and do kind of remember some of your previous life and your studies. And you were very well studied in different civilizations and cultures to understand further the natural machine that is Cogixium. You inspected other biological life forms and how they operated as cultures. And one of the more particularly noted historical, antiquated civilizations was the Ilithon. And the Ilithon, they are a collection of sort of humanoid lizard species under a specific animal god, Ilithim, the serpent god, represents survival and in some cases kind of licking your wounds and healing, but mostly survival and in some cases battle. And they were all united under Ilithim because they were all cold-blooded of the scale. And each lizard race had a sort of purpose in this society. And so you're looking at the statues like, this makes sense. These are the different hierarchical castes of the Ilithon. And many were very specified, and none seemed looked down upon. It was just how like almost like like the cycle of life or natural food chain sort of went. Dragons were nearly at the basically at the top. Were considered generals, highly powerful, strange creatures, both of divine and infernal heritage. The sons and daughters of Ilithim himself. And you get some of this, Edward. What you get mostly is more of the Ilithon and less of the mysticism of the dragons.
Okay.
At the same time, Boris, you're kind of thinking that this was an old settlement of the Ilithon. It seems a little bit too far into the Lamlodge Peaks to be a main settlement, but it seems to be more of like a small to medium-sized outpost.
Long since deserted, yeah?
Long since deserted.
Okay.
They're weathered of time. It's been 1,000 years since last Ilithon civilization, son of Ilithon civilization.
Sure, just wanted to make sure. Boris does his best to convey this information. It's kind of, broken. Okay. Really old, people, cold blood, like lizard, dragons, very powerful.
Edward's like looking at him like staggering the eyes, like trying to cast comprehend language to figure out what he's saying.
It is not a language. It's just how he speaks. He speaks very.
No, I know. That's what Edward's like.
Oh, okay, you tried, yeah.
It takes a little bit, but I think eventually he gets the information across.
Yeah, Edward starts writing down what he can understand in his book. Like, okay.
All right. That's interesting. I'm not saying it's not interesting. It's interesting. But how does this help us?
Big statues are right here. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. I think we need to find the queen. Does this help us find the queen?
Does this help us find the queen?
No.
Worth a shot. No. But it's cool.
It is cool. Perhaps we should mark it on the map so that the queen can possibly... Is there something here interesting that we could find the queen?
Or we get moving on the tank, we mark it on the map, and then we come back and don't tell the queen.
Oh. Sneaky.
I will say, none of you have gone further down into the into the rest of the settlement. You've been on the sort of the top entrance into the settlement. You guys were mostly finding shelter than exploring.
So I'm peering. I'm like, hello.
At which point I think Boris behind her just goes, hello.
Nothing. No, nothing.
By the sun, if something answers back, I'm gonna blow this whole place to the ground.
Well, this is historical.
I go up behind them and try to make it sound like someone answered.
Edward's like eyes glow. Don't mess with me now.
Get out of here now.
Nope, everybody on the tank. We're going.
Okay. Wait, okay, where are we in relation to where we're supposed to be?
You're closer to the trail. The main goal is to get to the trail and hoping that you can kind of go from there. Because if you're not on the trail, you can't really find the queen or Rushka. So the trail is your next best step.
Okay.
It looks like we are running out of time here, though, so we're gonna we're moving this along. Um, it will be about maybe 4 or 5 more hours, kind of treading up, just kind of in a spiral motion up this mountain. And you finally feel like you're on the right sort of path. Um, Edward, do you want to do your locate object again?
Yeah, yeah. I'll use
Um, or otherwise I can as well.
What?
I said otherwise I can cast locate object as well.
Oh yeah, I'll let him so I have to burn those spell slot.
All right, I'll
Yeah,
cast locate object.
All right, Edward is driving, so it's more helpful that you're the one focusing on it. You feel that it's closer, that you're getting a pinpoint. You've seen Rushka, and Rushka's come out several times, and you've kind of petted it before, and you kind of realize it's further east. You guys are maybe half a day slower than the entourage, but it you guys can kind of speed up and kind of let the tank take more damage. What matters is you catch up to the rest of the group, right?
Right.
Can fix as we go.
Can be yes. So another half day goes by, and it's getting closer towards night. The deciding factor here is: do you want to keep pressing on the night and try to see if you can fully catch up with them, or do you want to wait a moment, wait night, and then kind of keep trekking onward?
Edward's gonna let everyone else sleep in the tank, and he's just gonna keep driving.
Okay. Going through the night will take you 2 points of exhaustion.
All right, cool, no problem.
Okay, so the fatigue is
Oh,
where? Oh, go ahead.
well, what? As like I see Edward getting a little like sleepy, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Edward, why don't I take over just for a little bit, and you can have a 10-minute cat nap, which I will cast on you, and then you get like a short rest."
Don't God tell me twice. He gets up, sits down, and waits for you to cast it.
Okay, and because he's willing, he gets a short rest. So he gets an hour, an hour's worth of sleep in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Sleepy baby. You
Sleepy fish, man.
you just kind of just tap him on the head, and then he kind of falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
With him willing. It's a short hour, but you're gonna gain a point of exhaustion as you're driving. It's in the night now, not Nas, but you prevented Edward from getting 2. He has 1.
Okay.
And so he's worn a bit from the travel, but the short rest is able to help him. And so you are well into the night now, Edward, and you're just kind of keeping your eyes open. It's still a little like hazy, sleepy, but it's enough that you have enough energy to kind of just keep pushing onward. And finally, you kind of start seeing lights in the distance, and kind of up on a slope is where they've taken camp. So they've moved themselves up a bit on the mountain so that everything is sort of embedded into the ice and the rock, so that they are easily able to just kind of rest there without any trouble.
All right, I kick into full gear. I'm about to get us back up this mountain.
Boris.
Yes.
Boris.
Board.
And it's like kind of just tilting its head and like.
Boris just wraps his stubby little Smurf arms around it and gives it a big hug. Oh, you are okay. You back.
Rusha's covered in troll blood.
Good bird. And I see she's a little dinged up from that last fight anyway. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time casting some mending and making sure that she's doing okay. And once that's all taken care of, like oh gosh, words are hard. I imagine she just kind of flops down wherever is near, and Boris curls up next to her, and it is sleeping time.
One of the gnomes comes up to you guys. You're back? We thought you guys died. Your robot pal helped us fight off those trolls. It was incredible.
Edward gets out, parks the tank, walks up, and just falls asleep in the snow. Just drops.
Say again?
Edward just drops and falls asleep in the snow.
Yeah, excuse my friends, but we're very tired. It's been a couple nights.
I imagine. I don't know what you guys must have gone through.
Well, we found some ruins. Just they're interesting. They're draconic. Maybe tell the queen. Excuse me while we go to bed.
You could feel Edward's glare on you as you tell them about the ruins.
We'll talk about it. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. You guys get some well-deserved rest. We all trying to ourselves, and he looks like invigorated. Like there's something about what you said that made him quite excited.
You
the
see
next guy. Go ahead, sorry.
I said, do you see a small ramp pulled out as I get out and lay down as well?
Okay, well done, our 4 artificers. The night sky is being wrapped by a blanket of foggy white, and though no snow begins to fall, there's no moonlight from the 2 moons, the red and the white. You are seeing the world kind of fade from view as you all fall asleep, and there's a certain element of progress that is sort of lauding across your head like a crown. And that will be how we end tonight's episode.
Yay, we got back!
Wow. Yeah.
Very well done. I didn't expect things to go that way.
What did you expect? I thought we were gonna die.
Dungeon delving, I was like, I was ready to descend into that city.
I was ready. Well, maybe that's what happens next time. Who knows?
Yeah, well, they're excited.
Oh, yeah.
So
Edward's real mad that you told them about the ruins.
I'm trying to curry favor to help my orphans out.
Edward's trying to steal from this ancient people.
Indiana Jones it. Cultural appropriation. Let's do some final exiting introductions. We'll go from the opposite now. We'll start with Edward, then Corin, then Boris, then Nass. So Edward, can you just kind of reiterate who you are, your character, and your Twitter handle?
Yeah, I'm Josh. I was playing our Trident terrible friend Edward. Yeah, my Twitter handle is @PlayerJin. But again, I don't really ever use it, so no worries.
Okay. Then we go to Corin.
All right, I'm Mike. Corin is a halfling artillerist, and my Twitter is @SilentChariot.
Okay. Boris.
I'm Jono. I played Boris, friend to birds, and you can find me on Twitter @MammalJono.
And Nass.
Hi, I'm Victoria. You can find me on Twitter @MimiMerlot. Or you can find me on the podcast, The Broadswords, on the One Shot Podcast Network.
Wonderful. I am Anthony. I am @Mijiretta with 2 eyes. Want to give some thanks to our tech guy tonight, Sean Falker, @NoTweetSean. He's a voice actor, streamer. He helps around variant roles. He was kind enough to help us tonight. He will be doing tech next week, but just kudos to him and the work he did tonight. He did wonderfully. And again, thank you for Variant Rules for allowing me to host Small Arms. We will come back next Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we find out the final destination of this expedition and what they've been searching for this entire time. Kick it!